Hello again. In this video, we will learn all about the participle phrases. As far as the term participle is concerned, we have already discussed it in verb like present participle and past participle. But with present participle and past participle, we also make some phrases, and they are very much useful in writing, composition, and speaking when we do not want to be verbose. So let's dive into the world of grammar and learn all about the participle phrases. The definition of the participle phrases: a group of words that begins with participle. The participle may be ing form called present participle or third form called past participle, and functions as adjective. I don't need to give more explanation about the word adjective, but briefly, the word that tells us something more about noun and in some cases pronoun. So participle phrases are made with the help of present participle or past participle, and they are used as adjectives to tell us something more about nouns. What is their utility? The participle phrases give detail in writing without using longer and complex clauses. In passive writing or in summaries, we have to reduce the number of the words. So by using participle phrases, we can decrease the number of words in our summary or passive writing. We have three different types of participle phrases: present participle phrases, past participle phrases, and perfect participle phrases. Present participle phrases are formed with the help of the ing form of the verb and show an action that occurs at the same time as the main verb. The use of present participle phrases is that in some cases, two works take place at the same time. So by using the present participle phrases, we can show that the main verb that shows a time of an activity. So the present participle phrase shows that the activity that is shown through it takes place at the same time. So someone does some work and at the same time does another work, so we can indicate it through present participle phrases. Like walking down the street. Here, walking is actually present participle, but the whole part that is written in blue will be considered as present participle phrase. So walking down the street, I saw my friend. Means I saw my friend is the past activity. So when I saw my friend, what was I doing? I was walking down the street. But if I'm not using participle phrase, then I will have to say that when I was walking down the street, I saw my friend. So the sentence will be extended. But walking down the street, I saw my friend. So this is the main verb. When this happened, at the same time, this was happening. So this is the function of present participle phrases. So we make it by using ing form of the verb. Past participle phrases, that is actually the third form of the verb, shows a completed action. In some cases, we show that the work was completed and then we talk about it, or we mention it, or we give the reference of it. Like built in 1890. So built is actually the third form of the verb and here used as participle. Built in 1890, the bridge is famous. If I extend it, this is the shorter version and I am able to do it by using the past participle phrase, built in 1890. So if I extend it, I would say the bridge was built in 1890 and now it is famous. Bit extended version, which whatever the reason, in some cases we don't use. Exhausted by the long day, he went to bed early. Exhausted, third form of the verb, and this whole part we call past participle phrase and shows a completed work. What was exhausted? Exhausted means the work was done. Built in 1890, the work was done. This shows a completed action and then it is joined with another part of the work. So exhausted by the long journey, he went to bed early. So the blue words in these two examples are the examples of past participle phrases. Third kind is perfect participle phrases. Perfect participle phrases are formed by using having plus third form of the verb. And what do they show? They indicate an action was completed before another action. Here, the situation in perfect participle is that the two actions are not done at the same time. Or we don't want to say the work was completed. Here, the two actions take place, one before and the other after. The work that took place before is indicated by past participle. That is, to indicate an action was completed before another action. Like having finished her work, she played outside. So first, what did she do? She finished her work. This is the first thing. And the first thing that she did, we have indicated by having plus third form of the verb. Having finished her work, she played. So this is the work that she did later. Having eaten a meal, this is the first thing we do. One should not run. Means the first thing, this takes place first. If this takes place first, the person does not do this work. So having plus third form shows that this work was completed before this work. So these are the three types of participle phrases: present participle phrases, past participle phrases, and perfect participle phrases. Now in writing, as I earlier told you, they are very much helpful in composition, in writing. So when we talk about the writing, the second thing that comes in our mind is punctuation. Your rightly punctuated paragraph, essay makes more sense than wrongly punctuated. So when we use participle phrases, what punctuation marks we use to separate them? And that is comma. So the first rule that governs the punctuation of our participle phrases, when at the beginning followed by comma. If you are using participle phrase in the beginning of the sentence, when the phrase ends, you have to separate it with comma. Like running quickly is our participle phrase. Then we have used here comma. She tripped. Shaken, right? Shaken. and then we will use comma. Shaken, he walked away from the car. We used here participle, and then we separated it from the rest of the sentence by using comma. So when the participle phrase comes in the beginning, you have to separate it with comma. This is the first rule of punctuation. Second rule of the punctuation is, when in the middle, set it off by 2 comma if the information is non-essential. And if the information is essential, then no comma will be used. If you want to know more about essential and non-essential clauses or phrases, do watch my video on these special topics. For now, let us understand the rule of comma, which is important here. The house, comma, leveled by storm, comma, was rebuilt. Leveled by storm is a participle phrase, and it gives non-essential information. If I remove it, the sentence is still complete and gives the full sense. Like the house was rebuilt, and you don't find it necessary to see this part of the sentence that is indicated by participle phrase. So leveled by storm, we have separated it by 2 commas when the participle phrase comes in the middle of the sentence. But if the information is essential, then no comma will be used. Like the students earning the high grade. Earning the high grade is a participle phrase, will receive a special reward. Now, this part of the sentence that is indicated by participle phrase is essential information, because what kinds or what particular students will be given the special reward? Those who earn the high grade. So this part gives us important information about this noun, so we will not use any comma between the 2 parts of the sentence and to separate the participle phrase. This is the rule number 2. Rule number 3 is no comma if the phrase at the end describes the noun immediately before it. In some cases, participle phrase comes in the end, and it describes a noun that comes immediately before it in some cases. So when this is the situation, no comma will be used. Let us understand this rule through the example. We saw Rohan. Here, Rohan is the noun fixing his car. Fixing his car is a participle phrase, and it is describing Rohan, which comes immediately before it. That is, immediately, or the participle phrase comes immediately after the noun that it describes. So since this phrase describes Rohan, that's why in that case you won't use any comma. But the rule number 4 says otherwise. And what is the rule number 4? Use comma if the phrase at the end is far from its noun. In some cases, we use noun earlier, then we use other words, and then we give the participle phrase. When this is the case, in that case you will have to separate it with the help of comma. Let us understand the rule through the example. The teacher, the noun in this sentence which is going to be described is teacher smiled. The sentence is complete. Then we have used comma, pleased with her students' performance. Pleased with her students' performance is describing the teacher, but it does not come immediately after the noun that it describes. After the teacher, we have a verb smiled. So since it is far from the subject or from the noun that it describes, that in that case you have to separate the participle phrase with comma. So this is all about participle phrases and the rule of punctuations when they are used in composition. I hope you learned something new. If you have any confusion in understanding anything from this, do ask me. And until my next video, bye bye.